Hi, students. I hope you're doing well. Here we are. We are coming to the end of this semester. I'm trying to finish some grading. In different places for each class. So just be on the lookout. Be patient. I'm going to try to get it all done before Thanksgiving. But if there's a little bit of lag time, just know that I will hopefully have everything completed before we come back from the break. So I want to take the time. A lot of you are asking about your final. It's November 21st, and your final exams are coming up, which is so crazy. You have accomplished so much this semester. I know there have been bumps. I know that learning how to do collegiate writing online is really, really challenging. But you've just done so well. You have all persevered and you've tried to put your best foot forward. And I'm just really, really just proud of the work that I have seen. So, what I want to talk to you about today is your final exam. And in this class, we don't have a true exam. We do what we call a portfolio. And some of you might be wondering what a portfolio is. And in a grander sense, what a portfolio really is it's a collection of writing. And it's really a collection of the entire process, everywhere from the brainstorming to the drafting to the final work. And it's all the writing that you've done over the course of the semester. However, what we do for our final exam in English 111, our department does an assessment. And through that assessment, what we do is we ask you to choose one piece of writing. And in that one piece of writing, you are going to edit and you are going to revise. And hopefully by the end of everything, you are going to have created your very best work. That is the hope, right? And so what I want to talk to you today is really about what that's going to look like. Now, some of you might be asking, well, how do I know what piece to choose? And people choose different pieces for a variety of reasons. Some people choose the best grade that they got, and that's the writing they want to showcase, and they tweak it even more to make it just absolutely perfect, where they add another paragraph to build it up even more. Or they see one idea and they wish they would have done something different instead. And that's great. Other people choose the essay that they did the worst on, and they take that essay and they show me how much they've grown and how much their writing has matured and all the different concepts that they've taken at that point and that they've put together. So neither route is bad. You're welcome to do either one. Here's the reality. I want to see the growth. That's really what it comes down to. So these are your handouts that are going to be in your Blackboard page under essay guidelines and handouts. So I want to go over this and just kind of talk you through what we're going to be working on the next couple weeks. So your final exam, portfolio, and cover letter. It's a two-part final. The purpose of this portfolio is to thoroughly revise an essay completed earlier in the course and to significantly reflect and explain your revisions. You may choose to revise one of your prior major essays. And for this course, the work that I'm going to allow you to revise is either your eulogy essay, your profile essay, or your cause and effect essay. Those are the three items that you can choose from. Your resulting revised essay should represent your best work from this semester. Your revisions must be significant and thorough. I'm grading on the changes and improvements that you've made to an original essay of your choosing from the course. For example, if your grade was originally a B+, you will not receive the same grade if you revise little to nothing. If you revise a little, then you have done little work and you will receive a poor grade. If you make significant revisions, which lead to the paper becoming stronger, you will do well on the revision. For the portfolio, you must turn in one clearly labeled document. The reflective cover letter will be the first part of your portfolio. Then directly following that cover letter will be the revised essay of your choice. You will save it as one document. And I want you to save the document with your last name and underscore and your first name. Then you will upload it to the link that I provide in Blackboard, just as you have all semester. Your reflective cover letter and revision is part 1. This is a letter that will explain in detail what you have revised and why you revised it in these ways. Full instructions are below, and we're going to go over an example in this lecture as well. The revised version of your essay is the second part. You should revise your original final draft as instructed in the revision guidelines section and create a new polished, nearly perfect version of this essay. The globally revised essay should be your best work all semester, and it should showcase all of the new writing skills that you've learned in this class. You're going to label your entire portfolio with your last name, an underscore, and your first name. And an example is right here where it says Jones underscore Samantha. I will not grade a final exam or final portfolio if you do not have both of these items. That will receive a 0. It is imperative that you have both parts, a cover letter and a thoroughly revised essay. Final exam assignments are due on the date listed in the course schedule, and for my online classes, that date is December 10th. Late work will not be accepted. Guys, it's Gaston's policy that I have to grade those within 24 hours of the exam period. So I will not be leaving feedback on these. I will be reading them and giving a grade. There won't be any comments. There won't be any suggestions. I will just be grading it as is, simply because I don't have the time capacity with that quick turnaround. But once you get your grade, if you'd like to come in and discuss it with me, I'd love to do that with you. Assignments will be turned in via the Blackboard link, just as you've turned in your major essays throughout the semester. If you are confused about where to turn in your work or have a technical issue, you need to contact me before the final exam date so that I can assist you. For your revision guidelines, please understand that there is more to this assignment than just revising your essay based on the comments that I left or the suggestions that I gave you. Consider my comments from the formal peer review as well as the Writing Center coaching sessions, your peers' feedback, or simply concepts that you've learned over the course of the semester. Use the following suggestions to help you judge what you revise in your work. Make sure you have a strong, clear thesis in the overall essay. Make sure each paragraph has a clear topic sentence. Control your paragraphs. Break up long paragraphs. Combine, expand, or omit short paragraphs. Develop your content fully. A good way to enhance your essay is to ensure that you are writing a dynamic introduction as well as a developed conclusion. Make sure that in your descriptive, comparison, contrast, or cause or effect essay, that you think about the type of essay that you're writing. Are you meeting the requirements for this kind of essay? Are you using lots of detailed sensory description? Do you compare and contrast in a balanced way with a clear logical structure? Is there a connection between the cause and effect, clearly and convincingly argued? And we did not do a compare and contrast, but we did do a cause and effect, and we did do a eulogy and a profile. And what I want you to ask yourself is, for the purpose of this essay, did I do due diligence? Did I consider the genre of the essay? For your length, make sure that your paper fits within the parameters of the originally specified paper prompt. Add or cut sections of the paragraph as necessary. Use MLA style to format your essay. Craft a clear and catchy title for your essay. It's not enough to say eulogy or profile essay or cause and effect essay. Correct your grammar throughout the essay. Make sure that you're paying attention and avoiding second person, which is you and your language. Consistency, errors of past and present tense, fragments, run-ons, and that you're paying attention to your commas and your semicolons. Document all of your sources using MLA citation, both in text and at the end of text. Check your individual sentences and make sure that they're well worded. Check that your writing is conveying an academic tone and strengthen and clarify your word choices. Avoid using words like things, okay? Spell check your paper, proofread your paper, read your paper through once or twice after you've completed your revisions and check for additional issues. Consider revision strategies like reading your paper out loud or reading the sentences out of order to help you catch errors. Review my comments. I expect you to take my comments on your original paper seriously to address the issues raised by them. However, if you disagree with my criticism of the paper, you should correct the paper as you see fit. You are the author. Please note, often I will not note every instance of the same problem. I may not even note every single problem. For example, if you're consistently switching between past and present tense, I will not note every single place you did that. If you missed a thesis statement, I would very much focus on an issue like that. However, things like improper comma uses, sentence fragments, comma splices, I'm not going to leave a comment for every single time that you did that. So make sure that you are looking over the paper and you're identifying those issues. Please ask me if you don't understand those comments. Take advantage of the Writing Center for an extra set of eyes on these revised essays. Most importantly, adjust the paper as you think necessary to improve and strengthen it. What do you think would make it better at this point? The other part of this is your reflective cover letter, which is going to go before the paper. Once you have revised your essay, you must then write a letter explaining the changes that you have made to the revision process, both what you have changed and why you have changed it. It is important that your letter is thorough, specific, detailed, and clear. You should proofread it thoroughly and exhibit the highest quality of academic tone in this final essay. Both the completeness of this letter and its quality of writing are a huge part of your final grade. The letter should be 1 to 2 pages full in length. And when I say 1 to 2, I mean it needs to go past 1 page. Your audience for this memo is your instructor, which is me. This means that you are communicating directly to me about your writing, your revision process, your strengths, and your concerns. There is a sample of the kind of content you would create for a reflection in your everyday writer. We'll be going over that this week as well. In your letter, you need to address the following points. Discuss your writing before taking English 111. How did your writing change during this course? How did your revised essay demonstrate these changes? Why did you choose this essay to represent your very best work? When you wrote the first draft of this essay, how did you begin? Were there activities or exercises or brainstorming techniques that were helpful? Discuss the difference that peer, instructor, or writing center feedback made in your writing. What are the most significant changes that you made? Overall, how did you use this writing process? Pre-writing, drafting, editing, and revising as part of your process to strengthen your essay. After you complete your revision, I want you to tell me what you think the strongest part of your essay is. I also want you to consider what you would revise further if you had more time or more instruction. In other words, what else are you worried about with this paper? What are you not happy with about the paper? What are you still hoping to work on in your own skill set? Finally, since this is a final exam assignment, I want you to reflect on your overall classroom experience. What did you take away from this course? What would you like to focus on if we had more time in the semester or if you were going to take this class again? Guys, what this cover letter comes down to is there need to be 2 components. I want to hear you reflect on the overall writing process, brainstorming, drafting, editing and revising, publishing. And I also want to hear you talk about the changes that you made in your paper. If you fail to do either one of those things, this cover letter will not pass. The letter format is a little bit different than anything that we've done in our previous essays. I'm going to give you a sample letter format. Unlike your essays, these need to be single spaced with spaces skipped between the paragraphs, and the paragraphs are not indented, they are in block form. You can begin with a short paragraph or just as a sentence directly stating the purpose of your letter. Then you may address each of the numbered points above in separate paragraphs. It's important to write your letter carefully and to proofread it for issues like grammar, word choice, and clarity, just like you would for an essay. Here is the sample letter format. The date of submission, my name, you will be saying, Dear Mrs. Dupree. The purpose of this letter is to explain the revisions I've made as part of my final exam in English 111. My writing has changed in this course. I chose this essay because here is where the bulk of 1 through 8 above will be discussed in the link. Take your time and reflect on these questions. Continue addressing point by point as directed. And then make sure you write a salutation or a conclusion. Sincerely, student. Sincerely, Samantha Jones. And again, the two things that I'm really looking for in this cover letter are your writing process and how that process has changed over the course of the semester, and then the changes that you made to this final essay. I want you to tell me what you did so that I can directly see that when I go to read the essay. The next thing that I want to show you is the sample cover letter. And I'm not going to go over this in great detail, but I want to show you the format. Above here, you can see the date. This student actually indented and shouldn't have. This should be right here, just like a block letter format would be. But what you see is they said, Dear Portfolio Committee. What you could just say is, Dear Mrs. Dupree. And what the student did in particular is they went through, they talked about their process, they talked about the things that they had changed. And then you see here at the end, they ended the letter with their name. Guys, I want you to see this cover letter ended up receiving an A, and I'm going to attach it to this week's assignments in hopes that you'll read through it and have a better understanding of why it made an A. But I wanted you to see the format of what should be going before your revised essay. Guys, this is it. This is what you're going to be doing for your final exam. You're going to be writing me a cover letter, and then you're going to be editing and revising that final work. This week, we're going to talk about reflection and what the importance of reflection is. And we're going to talk about it in a couple different ways. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful break for Thanksgiving. I hope that you are excited to finish the semester strong. And if you need anything or have any questions between now and when you go to start working on this portfolio or in the process of your portfolio, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day.